Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a birthday card to share with you featuring the Fairy Birdy Leaves digital stamp by Rachelle Anne Miller. This one was released in the beginning of this month. My video is a bit late, but it's here, so let's catch up with some of the cards that I have been creating where the videos are still en route. So in this case, this birthday card, it is with this adorable digital stamp again by Rachelle Anne Miller. She just creates the most adorable scenes, the most lovely little girls, and I'm completely amazed every time that she sends us these digital stamps to just play with, and it just warms my heart. For the hair here, I wanted to go a bit different, as in I don't know whether this is like called the same way, but well, even in Dutch the word is slipping my mind. But my little girl has like dark brown hair. It's lighting up, and from time to time you can like see this reddish shine in it, and I think it's really cute and sweet. My uncle called it something, and if I think about it I will come back to the word, but well, I tried to mimic it and actually it wasn't working. I wasn't happy with the way the hair is looking right now, so I added colors later on it, but that's for later. I tried to, well, I think the red, it can work, but it is just too harsh, the color that I use here, so I'm going to make it a bit more brown later on. Skin tone, always using the same one. Definitely vary if you want to, but I don't know, I tend to go with this color every time again. It's not too light, it's not too dark. It works great with the brown hair that I each time try to do, so why not? So as you can see here, for the bows and the flower, I went over it with the flicking of the hair. Personally, I love this style or kind of coloring for the hair, but it is difficult if you want to avoid certain areas. So sometimes I just go over it without giving anything, and then I just use my colorless blender, or if I want to later on have it white, I use my white jelly roll pen to fix that, and nobody will know except for you guys. So it's something that works, so definitely do so if you are like me and you're just flicking away with this hairstyle. I get it, it's hard, and I love all of these details that Rachelle Anne Miller adds to her digital stamps, but well, there are ways to work around it, and this was my way. For the bird, normally I go for a yellow bird, but I really wanted to keep like in the autumn vibe, so I actually went for a brown bird in this case, and I actually love it, so that helps. Also for the leaves later on, I'm going for brownish colors, a bit autumn vibe, and then we will use like a bright blue for the dress. I think that works. I think it counters all of the browns and the muted colors of autumn, and then just a fresh blue tint in the coloring. Now for the flower, I went for like a daisy flower, so I used my white jelly roll pen to get it white. The bows, I didn't decide for white because there are also parts that are just in the background, and since I'm going to leave this background white, I wanted the bows to stand out, so later on I will give them a blue hint of color. So yeah, the bracelet, on the other hand, I am going to add white on. The flower, I went over it again with the white jelly roll pen to make it a bit more wider, but just for that you have to wait a bit that the white jelly roll pen can dry, and then you can add more. Okay, leaves. There are some red leaves, some yellowish leaves, and then brown orangey-ish leaves as well. Those were the colors that I went for. And I'm just blending my way. I'm really sorry if there is a leaf that I'm coloring out of frame. Well, normally I like project what I am filming on another screen, but well, that screen wasn't charged, so I couldn't see it, and I realized it only a bit later, so we have to work around it. So this yellow combination, by the way, all of the Copic combinations are listed on my blog post, but truly this yellow, red, 27, 24, 31, isn't it like the most muted, warm, orange yellow color that there is? I just adore it. It is lovely, it is warm, it is soft, it is everything at once, and I'm really amazed by this combination. So if you haven't used it yet, hint hint, maybe after this video. Now with all of these scenery details done, it was time to color the dress, also the wand and such, but let's take our blue markers and go for it. So I went for BG49 for like the really dark areas, and then I went for BG13, 34 and 11 that I am going to create a shadow with, and a bit of ink blending with that. But these darkest squares, I'm just coloring them in without thinking further about it. It's just the darkest one, and then with these markers I'm just going to go over everything even, and then I will blend it out with lighter markers. And that way I also have some shadowing on the dress, but I'm not like adding a shadow on each of those squares. That's not necessary at all. So I'm just blending it out in this case it was just working out, but if you feel like when you're doing this your darkest color is kind of muted afterwards, you can go over it again, or you can first do all of the lightest colors and then color in those darker areas to not have anything muted or softened if you don't want to. So here for the bows, I'm adding the blue. The wand has these lovely details, also blue, and then the wand itself will be brown. And then we have the star that will be yellow, and I will add some stickles later on to the star and to the wings, because the wings always need stickles. I always use that on wings because I think that like fairies, like if you think about Tinkerbell, for example, she's like leaving the fairy dust, and so it's always shimmering, and I just want to recreate that every time that I am coloring fairies. So as I said in the beginning, I wasn't really happy with the E09, if I'm not mistaken, that I used, so I added some brown on top to frame this lovely scenery. I'm using the Fairy Birdy mini slimline die by Crafty Meraki, which is this lovely frame, truly just amazing. Every time I create a clean and simple mini slimline card, I'm thinking about using this frame, because the fact that I'm not making a background sometimes can leave it like really white, and this frame is just that thickness that you want to maybe use a pattern paper like I'm doing here. I'm using the Stripes and Sprinkles by Fawn, like the big paper pack, and this way I had enough paper to die cut a mini slimline frame out of it. This blue, like minty blue, is perfect. It's like one of the lighter colors of my blue combination, so that works great. Going back to the hair here, and I just started adding darker browns. I'm not trying to cover everything up, but I did want to make it a bit more warm and a bit more cohesive together. So you will also find all of the combinations that I used, even the ones that I didn't like that much in the beginning, on my blog post, because, well, it's in it. I use that marker as well to get this hair. Next, I have just the Bitty Birthday Wishes by My Favorite Things, which is great basic to have. There are more bitty stamp sets, really handy. You always have a sentiment that you need. I added Wish Big, really small, but I added it to this card because I just love this scenery and it's so playful. You can also make a hello card, actually any occasion can, but you know me, I like birthday cards, I like Christmas cards, so every time I'm creating a card, I'm trying to find a way to create a birthday card out of it, or a Christmas card, or anything like that. So in this case, birthday all the way. So I did that, it's onto my card base, and then I just used my purple tape to close this card for a minute. I'm going to add my stickles, and just by closing it, it will not like start gliding off my card or anything, or in a specific direction. So stickles here everywhere. I'm not filling up those wings completely, I'm just scribbling a bit of this glitter. And then the star I kind of did completely because, well, it's the wand. And then I used this tiny needle to like spread the stickles where I needed it to go. And that is my card for today. Really, really simple, but so much fun. I love this scenery and I cannot wait to see what you will create with it. Have tons of fun, and I'll be back soon with some more crafty inspiration. Bye!